Hey everybody, welcome to BrickVault, and today I am going to be showing you guys, or I am showing you guys, the Panama Canal set. This original design is for the education line from LEGO and was made in conjunction with Panama STEM. This is an educational organization, STEM standing for Science, Technology, Engineering, and Math, and 50% of the profit from this set goes directly towards those programs in Panama. So thanks to LEGO and Panama STEM for sending a copy of this set down to us. And if you guys do want to learn more about this set or the program, I've left a link in the video description below. I'm going to say right off the bat, this is a LEGO set that is geared towards either collectors who just want to have a set that isn't really produced on the main line. I think there's 40,000 copies of this set made, and I don't know if they're going to make any more. Or more understandably, this set is geared towards actual educators, and this can be used as a particular learning material to use within a classroom. On the website linked below in this video, there's a little bit more specifics on sort of the age ranges they recommend, and there's also several downloadable bits of curriculum for putting into your own lesson plans. But let me show you what this thing actually does, and it's kind of cool. This set demonstrates the basic principles scientifically of how the Panama Canal actually works, and it's pretty simple and pretty fun to use. When a ship arrives from either the Pacific or the Atlantic, they first have to be let into the different chambers so you can open up the locks by spinning the wheels here, and after the ship is on the inside of the canal, you can close it off, make sure that the chamber is once again closed before turning this gear, and then you raise the water level. The function itself is simple enough, as you can see, but it does have a pretty nice effect showing the water rise up the sides. And the rest of the functions of this set are basically repeating the same process. You do have to make sure that the next chamber's water levels are level, at the same level instead of being too high or something, before you open up the two chambers, but it's a pretty quick process and easy to wrap your head around the concept. The set feels pretty solid in terms of the way it's built, moving the cranks around or the gears for the different levels so you can mess around with the chambers. It was made in a simple enough manner where the external detailings aren't going to be too distracting with students taking pieces off or being able to break the set too easily. It is pretty strong, and the set has a total of 4 different movable chambers that lead from one end of the ocean to the other. I think the real Panama Canal actually kind of goes up and then back down with some of the chambers, but of course this is just a cross section to just illustrate the basic concept of how it works. The building age recommendation is 8 and up, which I think is pretty appropriate. The internal Technic structures that have the gears operating for either moving the doors open and closed or raising and lowering the water level isn't very complicated, and the internal design is essentially identical for each section. I'd also like to point out that the manuals are also set up in a way that is sort of conducive to a learning atmosphere where there's 5 manuals, 5 different building points, and you could either have students double up on these manuals, or if it was a small enough setting, 1 student per section. Those were just a couple of nice logistical things I noticed when building the set, that it really does feel like it was geared directly towards an education setting, which is really nice. And there's a couple other little details showing the Panama sign and I think just a lookout tower. But all in all, I would say that this set has achieved what it was set out in trying to do, which is to be a easy, fun learning bit of material to illustrate what could normally be considered, I think, a pretty complex engineering concept. Any other logistical things about the set? There's a few different ships that can go through the canal. The builds are simple enough, but I like that they made all different kinds. You can see an oil tanker and a cruise liner and stuff like that. But I think one of the main purposes of this set being a bit simplified is because, yes, this does want to be something that kids would be interested in using, but not totally distracted by like lots of minifigures or a bunch of small details that you could very easily break off and mess around with. The pieces that are used to make this set are very simple, so if you do end up losing parts, which might be an inevitability with younger kids, the basic functions of the set aren't really going to be hindered unless you lose a lot of pieces, and all the parts are basic enough to where it would not be hard to replace anything that's missing. Now, the set did come with this one single minifig. He does have some of the colors of the flag of Panama, but all the parts are pretty basic, and I guess it's just nice to have this extra guy here. So once again, this is a set that is specifically geared towards education, and it's definitely going to have its greatest appeal to actual educators trying to set up lessons in their classroom. And personally, I think that the set actually works out pretty well in this fashion. Now, half the profits of the set do go towards STEM learning in Panama, and once again, links below in in the description if you guys are interested. So anyways, that is it for this episode. I hope you guys enjoyed this little review. And if you like the content or what we do on this channel, please hit that like or subscribe button or buttons. And we'll see you next time at BrickVault.